age is energy. It's
Energy.
not to do with the way you look. It's like the way you feel. But age is energy. You don't need to be going, well, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70, whatever. I have this amazing energy, and my energy is going to keep me going. I'm not talking about me, but people who do have that.
Welcome back to the Marketing Muscle Up podcast show. I'm your host, Richard Toutounji. Almost forgot my name there. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking to somebody who has been in this fitness industry for a very long time and who has been consistently pushing the boundaries to ensure that people who need to hear the message of health and fitness is getting to that. Now, what we're talking about here, we're talking about an aging population. We're talking about people who maybe have never grown up with exercise, but these people are now faced with, do they want to live a life of, hospital beds, or do they actually want to grow their health and their wellness? And so my guest today is Jill Healy Quintard. Welcome to the show. And I wanted to touch on a lot of these points. How are you, first of all, Jill?
I'm really good, actually. I'm in Sydney and it's really hot and it's quite a beautiful day. That's good.
Good to hear. And Jill and me have been talking for a while because there's a lot of things that Jill has a lot of knowledge on. But just a quick bio on Jill, if you never met Jill before. So Jill, her passion is human movement and music, okay? And music. So dance, acting, teaching, creating, presenting. At the moment, I think I'm reading this correct. You're living a nomad van lifestyle, okay? Traveling around Australia. And at the moment, you're streaming classes and coaching while you're in Ayers Rock and all these cool, amazing places. Now, quite recently, we caught up at the 2022 Oz Active Awards, where you took out 2 awards, one being Pilates Professional of the Year, and one wasn't enough for you. You took out the second one, which is the Yoga Business of the Year. Congratulations on that, first of all. You've got a book out as well.
Oh, second one on the way.
Second one on the way. And the book is Yoga Pilates Fusion, a mind, body, and balance practice, published in 2019. You're all about high vibration, awareness, high vibe community, and your business, body, and balance. You've been pushing this messaging for a while now, and I want to bring you on the show talking about a couple of things, Jill, specifically about aging population. Where do you think that's going? Are we doing enough for, is the fitness industry doing enough to handle this? So that's probably my first question, Jill. What's your thoughts on?
That's an interesting one. Okay, so the fitness industry has always been, for me, I've always been on the in other industries because I'm also massage and teaching and also yoga. The fitness industry to me has always made, and this is what I hear from a lot of people feel as though I can't keep up with this because that's not me. It's not fitness is just too much for me. The fitness industry is changing, and I love that it's changed, but it's taken a very long time to actually realize that it must be mind and body integration. And without mind and body integration, people will not become the whole person or the whole and have those whole needs met. So the fitness industry needs to focus more on that integration in order to bring about a healthier and a well and a balanced population.
Okay, quick question then. How do we, let's say you're talking to a personal trainer who's been, they're doing what they've been doing, what they've been taught. They may not have been taught much mind activities. Obviously, we're hearing that a lot more now in the space. But how do we quickly add in this element of mind, body, except if you haven't been doing it? What are ways we can all help out with this?
So I'm offering training courses, and this is one of them, is to actually, for all trainers, to actually understand this side of, basically, if you know yin and yang, is to actually have your movement, your full-on movement, your full-on exercise, your full-on hardcore, and then bring it down. I don't know if I can add this, but my daughter is absolutely manic when it comes to body. Her body looks amazing. She works out every day at one of those studios that do hardcore. She said to me every time, she said to the trainer, you should do what my mum's always done and do some relaxation at the end. And he has said to her, show me. And this is what all these people have suddenly come around and going, wow, this feels so good. So I've been doing the relax recovery for a very, very, very long time, over 40 years.
Relax recovery. So you're basically saying, what I'm hearing here is, towards the end of the session, is that a piece that they can put into every client moving forward? Is that what you're saying, Jill?
Every single one. Every client I've had in my 40 odd years, that's what I do.
Okay,
and
great.
I know that it actually brings about a sense of balance. Plus I add intention. So with you, see your intention, say it, feel it, make it happen. It's a very positive thing.
All right, take us through this little activity if we can.
Okay.
So let's say we finish the session. How many minutes do you need to give to allocate this in your training sessions, Jill?
I do 5 to 10.
5 to 10 minutes. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
and that's in a 60-minute session.
In a
5 to 10 minutes.
Session,
Yep.
Goes towards the end.
Yep.
And seriously, and it's no kidding, even last night, one of the guys went, oh God, I'm glad we're there. You know, so it's really brings people down. They start to recover. They feel good. Plus, as I say, I do the positive intention. So that's how I do it. So I tell people to think about, to go through their body with breath. It's breath work as well. Mm-hmm. Breath work, breathing in, take deep breath, but in through the nose, out through the nose, which actually brings it back into the focus inside the body. And then they start to cool down, heart rates drop, all of that happens. And then they come to this beautiful balance. They feel relaxed. Every muscle feels really like it's like this. Some people don't wake up. They lie there, lie there, lie there, lie there. That's how it is. It's always been like that with me.
I'm feeling better already, Jill.
Yeah, look, it's amazing. It's just that letting go and just relaxing.
And do you have to have music with it, Jill? No music? What's your conditions?
I do, because music is my thing. And I was very lucky. There's an incredible musician who actually gave me his music that I use. So I have this on my website, if I can mention that, but I have a free 10-minute one on my website if anyone wants to look at it. But it's there, and a lot of people do, and it works. And that's what I call it, the game changer. And that's what I'm telling Oz Active. I said, this is the game changer. You will find that once people start doing this and just add this for a few minutes at the end of their class, makes a huge
so good. Your website's bodyandbalance.com.au, and you can find that free 10-minute.
Yeah, it's got a thing called freebies or giveaways or something like that, and it's on there with the beautiful music of Balance Star.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, very good, very good, very good. So, okay, so basically, your concept is mind body mindset, which is great. I think that's awesome. And talk about the fitness industry now that we're progressing into that. You've given a really good, insightful tip there that anybody can start to take action and implement that into their training sessions or their classes, whatever they may be.
Yeah.
What do you think about aging population, where it's at the moment? You know, I think there's a huge advantage here. And I think for people that have been in doing exercising for a long time, and people that are going, okay, you know, there's so much competition around, like, you know, I know you see it, Jill, and maybe it's an open loaded question, but tell me from your viewpoint where you see the opportunity in aging population over the next 10 years.
Oh, the opportunity to actually help people to age in a positive way. It's healthy aging. Why would anyone want to end up in a hospital? Why does anyone want to take medication? Why does anyone want to put poison in their bodies? Basically, you can use movement medicine as medicine, and you can do many alternative things that do not need this. And keeping people out of hospitals, to me, is very important, particularly situations now. But and I think one of the things that's a big problem in our society is people expect people to get old and be on medication.
Wow. So people expect people to get old and be on medication.
Yeah.
Right. This is really, really interesting. And
well, can I just add to this? Because my mother, 92, she actually died at 92, and I won't even say why, because that's controversial. But they kept saying, where's her medication? I said, she doesn't have medication. She's not sick. And this is the thing, people are expected to be sick as they get older. So my thing is about wellness, about keeping people well, So people are going to die. There's always going to be something. Of course,
Yep,
we
yep.
have to. We all go. But to keep well as long as possible and to live a productive life.
Keep well. Love it. I love the wellness space. That's why we deal with wellness studios, not just fitness, because I think it is the full progression. So tell me about then, from your viewpoint, active aging, where do you see, like, what are the good, like, give me 2 or 3 good things that are happening and tell me 2 or 3 things that could be improved or opportunities that you're seeing as well that you just are seeing. It's like, why aren't people getting involved in this?
Right. I'll tell you what I find.
Tell me
When
what you find,
I
Jill.
see ads for older
I love
population-
asking, by the way, I know Jill, we could do a Joe Rogan podcast here for hours and
I
hours.
love him.
And I
Yeah.
told Jill at the start of this podcast, listen, Jill,
Okay.
we've got to be tight with time here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very interested in that. So yeah, tell me, Jill, tell me
What I
the
was
3
going to
things.
say is that the images that are put up are images that people go, I don't know, do I really want to look like, they look like old people. They're not old people. If you put people, so if you look on, just for instance, on Instagram, there's a whole lot. Shh. Maya,
Is that your doggy
there's
that just came in the shot? Is it?
did you see her? She's beautiful.
No. I just hear it. Okay.
Yeah. What I was going to say, if you look on, there are many of them around. There's some amazing, absolutely incredible women around who are strong and they're in their 60s and 70s and they look incredible. And these are the people that they should be showing, rather than these people that are sort of, I just got in that room. I'm not sure if I can do that. This sort of look doesn't encourage people to actually exercise because it's making people feel diminished already before they've started.
I've just Googled stock images, old people. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find what you're talking about here, because you're saying that to attract aging population, we need to have images that are focused on them being well. That's what you're saying. And at the moment, so when people are trying to hit that market, they're just putting, are they putting just like people just like, what do we need to change?
In a chair in a nursing home. That's not a good look. It doesn't, look, it happens, I know, but this is what makes people not well. This is what keeps people in a state of unwellness, Right.
So really selecting the right images.
Yeah.
And I've just got something like, I want to say, like, I always see this over 40s, right? Over 50s. Like, maybe as you get older, you realize that it's not that old.
No.
I just hit 40. I'm not in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But have we, as progression like, we are living longer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Stronger.
do we need to give a new category of age of what aging population means? Like, how do we know that, I'm trying to target an over 40s person, I'm trying to target over 50s person, I'm trying to target over 70s person. What's the age, Jill? How do we know?
Yeah, I find that really interesting. I would like to have that age is energy. It's not to do with the way you look or the way it's like the way you feel. But age is energy. You don't need to be going, well, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70, whatever. I have this amazing energy and my energy is going to keep me going. I'm not talking about me, but people who do have that. Yep. So look, as I was an aerobic champion in the 80s, okay? I had a whole lot of women with me then. They all followed me. I used to have hundreds of followers back in the days before they had any of the other stuff, but hundreds of followers. And those women are now coming back to me going, oh my God, I've seen you on Facebook. You're still looking like you did back in those days. How do you do this? Can we join you? And so somehow I want people to know that you can just keep going. You don't have to just stop just because you've had a baby or because you hit menopause or whatever.
Yeah, I like that. Age is energy. I think that's a really good way to summarize it. You're saying don't use the super old, like use the people that are inspiring. That I think that's a great concept there. And what about mainstream brands out there? Are we doing enough?
You mean fitness first sort of stuff? You're talking about?
I'm talking about fitness first. I'm talking about a BFT. I'm talking about F45. I'm talking about, are we all doing enough to cater for this, Jill?
Not really. As I say, you mentioned one of the ones my daughter goes to. No, definitely not catered for it. The expectation is if you can't do it, you're too old. Regardless, so it's not geared. It's geared for 25-year-olds. You know.
Okay, so does that mean then we're missing out? Does that mean there's enough other individuals, personal trainers or smaller studios, independents that are geared towards that? Or, is there more opportunity that people, I mean, I think if you could just maybe explain a little bit clearer on maybe how many people are we talking about here? Like, what are you seeing?
But ageism, okay, it does occur in the fitness industry too. Okay?
Ageism, you said? Yep.
Yeah, ageism. And there are personal trainers who just don't know what to do with women that are, menopausal or whatever, so then they just don't even bother. So, I've heard this from many, many different women, but when you think personal trainer, you're thinking male or female, I'm not sure, or both. But even the females, if it's not the males, even the females don't know what to do, even though they're women and they have their menstrual cycle, they know that they're going to change and all of that sort of thing. I've written many articles on this because the women these days are starting to go through menopause from as young as 37. So, it needs to be, I'm not just focusing totally on menopause, but the fact that our bodies change, our hormone levels change. Dealing with hormones is actually really amazing because you can actually balance your hormones through movement again, back to that. So, but young people need to know this. And as one of my friends who used to be on my videos, she's only just turned 40.
Yep.
She said to me, even at her age, she's finding the ageism is occurring. And that the young ones just think they know everything and they don't understand anything. And she said, and I know that I'm on the precipice of menopause now. So, there's this sort of stuff happening. She's a trainer, by the way, but she was talking about other trainers in where she works.
I think also too, just touching on clientele, and we are a marketing sort of show. I mean, like, you've got people, I always look at exercise as a need versus a want. At 20, 25, 30, is exercise a need? Probably not. It's probably a want. But when you're looking at an aging population, is exercise a need? If they're educated about it, I think it's much more of a need than a want. Which means they're a really good client. It's a must. Exactly. So I think it's a huge marketing opportunity. It's a huge growth opportunity that's why I want to bring in the show, because I just really think that overall, there's so much, because I hear a lot about competition, things getting tighter, there's people opening up, but really this area is just huge and it's really untapped. If I think so in Australia, like what I'm seeing, it's really untapped. Nobody's really catering for this.
A little bit slow on the rest of the world, because in Europe it's a lot bigger. That there's the ageism side of it doesn't exist. I've found it living and working in France. It's very much here. Very much here. People are so judgmental. Anyway, I shouldn't say that, but a lot are. Particularly where I live, the northern beaches of Sydney, which is apparently the healthiest in all of Australia.
Is that right?
The lowest obesity in all of Australia.
Is that because is that because you live over there, Jill? As you've made them more healthy and fit, or what?
Oh yes, because I've trained them all. Yeah. No, it actually has been a statistic that's been reported.
Jill, I want to change gears a little bit here. I want to talk about longevity in the industry as a fitness professional. Can you take us through how you've been able to stay in the industry long term? A lot of people, they go in and go out of the industry. Maybe they didn't have enough, they couldn't get enough money, or they couldn't get their career going, or they didn't find the right opportunities. I want to kind of speak to anybody who's thinking about maybe leaving, maybe going somewhere else. How did you stay in the industry, and maybe how long you've been in the industry for, and how long do you stay in the industry in the times that you're thinking, oh, I'm not interested, kind of thing? Take us through that.
Okay, so I'm really grateful. I've actually never lost interest, that's to start with, but because I've also had a lot of variety. So I started out, and this is very, I'll try and do it quickly, but I trained as a school teacher, And I was just in my first bit of teaching with children with disabilities, and the person who ran the centre of the place, an organisation, a big organisation actually, said that no one's allowed to get pregnant or you're out. Well, I got pregnant and I was told I had to go. And so I was like already a dancer. So I'd been I actually was in a dance company when I was in my late teens as well. And I went to uni and studied teaching. But what was I going to say? Yeah, so there I was with a baby and young and looking pretty good. And I went, I know what I can do. I can start teaching exercise because I can dance. And I think I taught what was even before aerobics. I was teaching what Jane Fonda ended up doing as well. I know that sounds a bit of a boasty, but it's totally what happened. I just went out and taught my mixture of movement and stuff and had heaps of classes. So that's where I got locked in. I loved it. I loved the passion. I loved the energy. I loved the heart rate increase. I loved the vibration increase. I love the fact that every endorphin in the body gets stimulated, your serotonin, your oxytocin, all of that. Love it. And I would find, and I know this for a fact, 15 minutes into exercise like that, you're actually, you won't be killing yourself. I mean, as in killing yourself suicidal, because your depression would lift. Knew that, got me in, and I'm to the point now where if I don't exercise at least 15 minutes every single day, I actually start to, go down. So this is what's kept me there, but also what's kept me there is my honesty and my integrity. And I have never, ever squashed or hurt anybody, as in the sense of bad mouthing, whatever. And I've just opened my heart and I've looked at what's around and I go, oh, this is wonderful. Oh, I might try this. So I have tried a lot of different things. I've trained as a Zumba instructor as well, did that for a while, but sort of got over that. And so just keeping the variety, making a community. I made a community of women, and I do these gatherings that I mentioned, wise women gatherings, because when we get to this age, we're wise. And
I like the name, by the way, wise. What to say, wise women gatherings. Wise
women gatherings, yes.
When you get this age, it's you're wise. I like that. That's
secret women's business.
I mean, that's a positive name, not a negative name. I think that's so good, because like calling your program, everybody had their different version of COVID, but I don't know about this happening COVID, but you now are a nomadic van lifestyle. Was that a COVID decision, or you said, hey, stuff it, let's go around Australia, let's do the business around Australia? Tell me how that's been going.
It's pretty amazing how it happened. So my husband's French. In 2019, we were away for 4 months, and I was Zooming with my clients then. We were in Asia and in Europe. And I was actually Zooming before everybody even knew what Zooming was, because Zooming hit really in 2020. Anyway, we came back to Australia and COVID hit. And I just pivoted back straight into Zooming and continued. And I've still got some of those clients who I've still never seen face to face that are still Zooming with me. Anyway, so that's how that happened. Because that lifestyle, the way of being able to work, which is what we've all changed our way of working. My husband, who is French, which I mentioned, had never seen Australia. We've been together 33 years, and he had never seen Australia, because we would go every year to France. We went there to live. Our daughter went to school there, all this sort of stuff.
So outback Australia is never seen. Never seen.
Either had I.
Like most people, I think, in Australia have not seen outback Australia.
Yeah, because we all want to go overseas. So due to our individual choices in life right then, we said, we're not going to Europe. Let's buy a caravan, which is what he bought. He just bought it. And we went to Brisbane and picked it up in Brisbane, actually. And there's another one, off-road caravan and a Prada.
Yep.
No, that's a handbag. Prado.
Prada is the handbag. Yes. Don't get the confused, Jill. You need the right one to tow the caravan. All right.
That's it.
The bag won't do it.
So anyway, he bought the caravan. Didier, this is my husband. He's very he's really good. He thinks things through. And when he says to me, he always says thinking because of his accent. He said, I've been thinking. And I go, what have you bought? Because I already know he's done it.
Yep.
I've ordered a caravan. I said, okay. He said, this is it. Let's take the jump. Let's rent the house and let's go. And that's what we did. And I must say, mind-blowing Australia. is incredible. And he used to say to me, oh, there's no villages, there's no this, there's no that. He used to say that ages ago. We have found incredible villages, incredible people, but we've also found thousands of kilometres of nothing. So it's been incredible, but we've had to depend on a Telstra dongle.
Yep.
And Wi-Fi. When you see a Telstra tower, you can put your phone up against it. And I don't know if you know this, but every Telstra telephone box is free. So I've been able to communicate by going in and ringing people on mobiles and everything. So Telstra, you can even do it in Sydney, I've discovered. So Telstra is free. And we would choose these amazing places, and Uluru was incredible. I had the rock in the background and running my class.
Wow.
And just doing that. And so what I'm offering to people, and this is, I mean, the ages I do have actually are all different. I actually have people that are in their 30s and 40s, 50s, 60s, and older. But the older, I must say, are a little bit hesitant of using Zoom. But once they get on, they love it.
They're good to
So
go.
being able to continue do that, see Australia, meet people, dance with people. I've danced in the moonlight. There's a beautiful song about that. And in the red earth, and meet Indigenous people, incredible people, because we've got incredible people in this land, learning about plant magic and healing through everything but big pharma drugs. Like healing. People are healing each other. They're healing each other out on the land. It's incredible. Anyway, so that's been amazing. But now we're going into a farm sit. So we look after cows and chooks and things like that for 2 months.
Right. So they'll be in the back of your videos when you Zoom to your clients.
Yep, definitely. And so what I'm going to do is also finish my book, and my beautiful mentor woman who helps me with the book, she's coming down to stay with us. She's going to push that book out there, which is about unlimited possibilities and empowerment. So that's the story now. So we'll see what happens.
Again, you've been in the business of fitness for a long period of time. Means financially, charging somebody for a class or whatever it may be in this period that you've been doing. Tell me about the good and the bad of running a business in the fitness industry. I believe you're a sole trader. Is that correct, Jill, or a company? Can you take us through that situation? Because I'm really trying to talk to somebody who is in your situation, who's possibly a sole trader, who's won some great awards, but they're going, how do I collaborate and so forth? Can you just take us through that? You've been talking about that before, off air?
Yeah, see, that's one of the things that I regret, that I haven't collaborated with enough people, because I think the more people you have together, particularly if you're like-minded and you're on the same page, it's really good to actually promote that. And also all of you bring in different people, because we all have different ways and we all know different people. And so winning these awards has actually helped me to now have people are reaching out to me. Money-wise, it's quite interesting, because I, for a long time, wouldn't put any prices up, keeping it all very, like this, put my prices up and actually is better. And I did read that too, but putting the prices up and people realizing your value. And if they don't want you, they'll find cheap, because there's plenty of cheap around. There's free.
Now you're talking my language, Jill. Put your prices up, and to state the value that you have, that you're giving people. Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Now, the stating the value, I do have 3 price brackets that people can choose, but and they do get a lot of value for that. And one of the things I've always done, talking about being a longevity, is that I give, and sometimes too much, that has burnt me out a little bit as well. But I love helping people. I love working with people. I love seeing results. So so raising prices is now the time, I think, to be doing it. Even though we're in a recession, we've got interest rates. I mean, like, even if you don't have thousands of people, you have genuine people. So people will find a way. And I do let people, I'm keeping myself open for new people coming into my life, and it seems to be they're coming, but the right people, because there's a lot of wrong ones out there too. And I don't want to meet the wrong ones. I don't want to meet those ones that will take advantage, because I do give.
I think that's a good lesson. I think as anybody in the fitness industry, we are givers, we're healers, we're wanting to share, we want people to get results. And yes, you're always going to have an open heart if you're authentic in this industry. But what you're saying is just be cautious as well. and continue running your business so, you can stay in this amazing industry for a long period of time. Love it, Jill. Well, I learn a lot because I do, I'm a huge believer of, there's a few things you said. Number one, price rise on the value that you have, and you can do that in the form of marketing. Number two, the active aging population. Let's get really serious about marketing to them and connecting with them better.
Pro-age.
Sorry, Jill, you just cut out.
Pro-age.
Pro-age. Oh, yep. So connecting with them better, which is called pro-age. And finally, make sure you have a bit of variety in your business, in your life, and that reflects on your clients as well. They can enjoy the variety that you have. If it's doing your classes in Ayers Rock or at a farm, whatever it may be, but continue with this concept of movement to live a very blissful life. Very good, Jill. Well, congratulations on your awards as well. You've got what's your final thoughts, Jill?
People, if they're thinking, no, I want to be face to face and be with humans.
Yes.
Just the fact that you can create a community on a Zoom, because all the people can see each other and they actually all have chats when the class finishes, which I find that it's amazing. So still have that community, and people say to me that I still have the energy and the warmth comes across. So I think if people realize that Zoom isn't something that's just cold and negative, that's a very positive thing as well, and very convenient for people who are living busy lives. I
love that. And also convenient for people who that they can't physically get out of the house, or they just can't get there. I think, and I want to congratulate you, Jill, on embracing the technology and pushing the boundaries in telling, letting everybody know that, hey, this is good. There's so much growth still. And I think you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job of that. And I think you're going to get busier and busier with the rate of people needing to know, yep, we can stay in this industry for a longevity of time. You're definitely powering along at the front there and showing people it can be done on that. So congratulations on both of your awards, and look forward to connecting with you. And if you do happen to see Jill at an event, she'll always be open for a conversation. So thank you, Jill.
Yes, you know that.
Thank you, Jill, for being amazing in the industry. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, Richard. I'd like to talk to you as well.